the National Championship Live blog, score updates, highlights, and more throughout Georgia vs. Alabama. First quarter 9-0 for Georgia keeps firing. From throws a nice slant to Godwin for 14 yards over the middle, but Wims drops another ball on the next play. Georgia commits a false start, then Daron Payne forces the throwaway on 2nd and 15. On 3rd and forever, From finds time but no one to throw to, and Giant breaks up a pass downfield for a well-covered Wims. Cameron Isiak's first punt is a boomer, fair caught 49 yards downfield at the Bama 20. Time betting Georgia starts running the ball on the next possession. 9:54. Missed field goal. Alabama's offense starts out testing the perimeter. Amian Harris gains 4 wide left, then the pitch to Robert Foster gains 8 wide right. Calvin Ridley gains 10 wide right, then Jalen Hurts powers up the middle for 12. Exactly how Bama wanted to start. Hurts throws the ball away on a rollout, then Dominic Sanders trips Harris up for a 2-yard gain. On 3rd and 8, though, Hurts escapes the pocket and does what he does, scramble for a first down to the UGA 19. Things stalled out from there. Roquan Smith chases Josh Jacobs down for a gain of just 2 wide left, then Hurts misses a wide open Ridley open in the right corner of the end zone. His defender fell down, but Hurts overthrew him. On 3rd and 8, Hurts again throws the ball away on a rollout. After a false start, Andy Papanasto's 40-yarder never has a chance. Georgia catches a massive break, and we remain scoreless. 13:38. Interception. Georgia comes out throwing, as with the Rose Bowl. Offensive coordinator Jim Chaney chooses to play against type out of the gates, and Alabama's ready for it. The Tide swarm Chubb for loss of 1 on the game's first play, then a quick pass to Terry Godwin gains 5. On 3rd and 6, the pass rush nearly gets home, but From floats a ball to an open Javon Wims. But it hangs in the air just long enough for Tony Brown to catch up and rip the ball away for an interception. An arm punt, more or less, and Bama will start at its 36. 1500 hours. Alabama wins the toss and defers to the second half. Georgia will get the ball first. Not going to say a word about the pre-game show and who did or didn't walk onto the field beforehand. All I need is this, so hell yeah, let's go. Preview by Christian D'Andrea. The 2017 college football season reaches its thrilling conclusion at last, and as tradition, it's a bad time to hate me. SEC. College football's most discussed conference is football's equivalent of Schrodinger's cat, simultaneously beloved and reviled depending on observation. On Monday, the Southeastern Conference will prove unavoidable when Alabama, college football's gold standard, attempts to fend off Georgia, an unholy union of Bitcoin and wheat pennies vying to return to greatness through a combination of old tricks and new blood. Kirby Smart built his name as the architect behind present Crimson Tide head coach Nick Saban's defenses during stints at LSU, the Miami Dolphins and Alabama, but it's his offense that will keep Saban up late in the run-up to Monday's season finale. The Bulldogs are powered by Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, 2 tailbacks who run like glitched NFL blitz sprites. Their ability to find space and alienate defenses has cleared the way for freshman quarterback Jake Fromm to shine en route to a 13-1 campaign. But protégés and first-year passers are a vital part of Saban's gridiron diet. The robotic play caller has chewed up former assistants like Will Muschamp, Derek Dooley, and Mark Dantonio en route to 6 NCAA titles. The win Monday will make it 7, and 4 in the past 7 years. And while Fromm has been an efficient drive extender against a litany of quality opponents this fall, he's never seen anything like the Crimson Tide. Alabama ranks first in the country when it comes to total defense and third in passing defense in another stellar season in Tuscaloosa. That'll give Smart plenty to plan for Monday. He'll have the chance to take the reins from his mentor's hands, but he'll have to reverse the rising tide that swallows up Saban's assistants to get there. Pre-game reading. Alabama relied on tremendous feats of big guy agility to crush Clemson. Georgia, on the other hand, used a devastating running game to disembowel Baker Mayfield's championship hopes. The wide-open game started to shut down at the end, though. Georgia went scoreless for 3 straight late possessions before scoring to force overtime, and OU grew conservative, including overtime. The Sooners' final 4 drives produced 2 punts and 2 field goal attempts. OU played not to lose, became one of the game's overriding narratives. And hey, that's what happens when you lose. But it's not completely fair, primarily because ball control was one of the things that made the Sooners' offense so special this season. That run game was paced by Sony Michel, who carried UGA to a semifinal victory in an all-time classic last week. Not an SEC fan? There are ways to cope with that. Because one SEC team had to beat the ACC champ and reigning national champ, while the other SEC team had to beat the Big 12 champ that beat the Big 10 champ that beat the PAC-12 champ. Georgia earned its spot fair and square, and Alabama was a better choice than the committee's alternative, because it, earmuffs, didn't give up 55 points to Ira Watt. A freshman quarterback has guided Georgia to the doorstep of greatness. Here's what you need to know about him. Fromm wasn't supposed to be in this position this season. He entered the season as Georgia's backup behind five-star sophomore Jacob Eason. An Eason injury in Week 1 cracked open the door for Fromm, who has stayed in the job by calmly running a much-improved offense. Kirby Smart could become the first coach since Bob Stoops to win a national title in his second year as an NCAA head coach. So what makes him so good? After a down 2016, Smart has built UGA's defense into a monster in his second season. The Dogs have allowed 13.2 points per game, third best in the country behind Alabama and Clemson. They are number 8 in defensive S&P Plus entering their Rose Bowl showdown with Oklahoma and Heisman-winning quarterback Baker Mayfield.